Hello and welcome to Sound Off with System One. I'm your host, Allie Moen, one of the marketing managers here at System One. System One is a leading provider of specialized, highly technical outsourced services and workforce solutions to critical infrastructure, technology, life sciences, and government sectors, putting more than 650 employees and 9,000 contractors to work in the United States, United Kingdom, and Canada. Thank you so much for joining in for another broadcast of Sound Off with System One. As you're tuning in, please join us in the comments. Let us know where you're joining from and what industry you do work in. I have Tracy from our marketing team monitoring those comments. And if you do think of any good questions you'd like to ask our expert panel today in regards to today's topic, please drop those in there as well. We'll try to get to as many as we can during our time. And then we'll be sure to converse with you all in the comments as well after the broadcast ends. So thank you so much again for joining. We have a fantastic topic today. But first, I'd love to go into a few introductions. I will start with Karen Callahan, who some of you might know as my co-host of Sound Off. Karen, if you could give us a brief introduction, how long you've been with System One, what your position is, and then let's share what your favorite sea critter is, since we're coming up on summertime for everybody.
That sounds amazing. Okay, yes, I am Karen Callahan. I am the content and communications marketing manager here at System One. I work with Allie in the marketing department, and I have been with System One for a year and a half, and in marketing for close to 20 years, which is totally fun. I am so happy you asked the sea critter question because I love sea critters. I live on the east coast of Florida, and around this time of year, one of the most fascinating types of sea animals sometimes washes ashore over here, and it's the Portuguese man o' war, which a lot of people might be afraid of because, yeah, if you step on them, like, that's not great. You might be in the hospital. But what I love about the Portuguese man o' war, they look like this purple gelatinous being, and you think it's just one animal, but it's actually a group of animals. It's literally a colony of clones, and each of them are specialized, like they're genetically identical. They work together as one. So each clone specializes in like a specific duty. Like some participate in the flotation device. Some are they do the preying. They're the predatory clones. Others are responsible for feeding, and others reproduction. So I find that it's nature's hyperbole for teamwork and collaboration.
I love it. So our marketing team is like the man of war. So we have brand manager, graphic designer, communications engagement, and we all keep this ship afloat, huh?
As long as we don't wash ashore
Hopefully
and hurt
not.
people.
Fingers crossed. Yeah. Thanks so much, Karen and Lottie. Lottie is a newcomer to our expert panel, so please give a warm welcome to her. Lottie, if you could give us a brief intro, how long you've been at Alta IT Services in your current role, and then your favorite sea critter.
So, my name is Lottie Williams. I'm the brand awareness manager at Alta IT Services. I've been with the company for about 6 to 7 months. And my favorite sea creature, now, if they are real, which I believe they are, mermaids. Everyone loves a mermaid, a little mermaid swimming through. And then, if we're counting that out, I would say a starfish. I really like starfish.
Starfish are so cool. I currently live over on the Gulf side of Florida. I did live over on the East Coast by Karen the last 2 years, but recently made the move. And I went to Siesta Key a few years back though, and there were so many starfish, and it was some of the coolest experiences I could have had. So very cool. Thank you both, Karen and Lottie, for joining us on our expert panel today. If you don't know, I am Allie Moen. I am the Engagement and Events Marketing Manager here at System One. I've been in this role for about 7 or 8 months now, but have fortunately been a part of this great System One family for coming up on 4 years, so quite some time. But we're very excited to dive into today's topic now. That is going to be digital literacy. What is it and why it matters? So I'm going to kick it over to Karen to start us off and give you, our viewers, an idea as to what digital literacy is.
Well, thank you, Allie, for starting me off. And we do hear that in the marketing department from job seekers a lot, a lot of this question about digital literacy. So what is it, and what does it mean to be technologically inclined in today's marketplace? So in marketing, I talk to recruiters a lot. So I've asked a bunch of them this question, and the common theme seems to be knowledgeability on using multiple digital platforms. Digital literacy, I find, encompasses a wide range of 21st century skills related to the effective and appropriate use of technology to find, evaluate, communicate information. And it requires both your cognitive and technical skills. So while the word literacy alone generally refers to reading and writing skills, when you tack the word digital before it, the term encompasses a lot more. So reading and writing are still very much at the heart of digital literacy, but given the ever-evolving ways that we use technology and receive and communicate information, digital literacy also encompasses everything from using an iPad or gauging the validity of an email that you receive or a website you're on. One of our coworkers said this morning, using banking apps on your cell phone or creating or sharing YouTube videos. So even by anyone right now watching and interacting with us on this broadcast, you are demonstrating digital literacy. So I like to think of it as where soft skills meet hard skills. So communication skills meet technical skills. What do you think, Lottie?
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Digital literacy is just everywhere around us, just because the world is becoming more digital. It's becoming more technology based. So it's really just anything that you're doing based on technology. So right now we're on social media, how to kind of use social media to your advantage and use your technologies to your advantage, using your iPad in the right way. I'm going to go back to social media, using social media in the right way and just making it your own.
Yeah, absolutely. It's certainly knowing technologies, but it's having that deeper understanding. So really being able to utilize them and even to teach or explain them to somebody and how you use it is very important. So thanks to both of you for giving our viewers an idea as to what it is. But I think the more important topic today is why it matters, especially to job seekers in today's market. So Karen, I'll let you take the floor first.
I think the hugest part of this is that these skills are transferable. So unlike train tickets that are sometimes not transferable, these skills are transferable. So displaying your digital literacy is a great way of exhibiting your technological acumen and ability to learn new things quickly. So for example, let's say in your current position, you heavily use a CRM. I'm going to use me. A CRM, so a customer relationship management tool, which is, for those of you that don't know, it's a software tool or system that's used to manage interactions and relationships with customers, clients, prospects, etc., and helps businesses organize and automate various processes related to sales, marketing, and customer service. So in my past life, the position I had before this one, I worked in higher education. And the CRM that I used was Talisma to help with my recruitment and event management for students, prospective students, etc. So coming into this position, now that I work for System One, where we invest in talent and putting the right people and services to the right businesses requiring those people and services, we use a tool called Bullhorn, which is, I don't want to say basically a CRM. It is it is a CRM, which is also used as an ATS or an applicant tracking system. So that being said, I was quickly, since I didn't know Bullhorn at the time when I started this position, but I knew how to use a customer relationship management tool. So I was quickly able to jump into the use of the tool because I was already familiar with using tools similar to this one. So I also relate it, as many of my team members in marketing like to know, I like to relate things to even crazier things. So my husband and I are looking at starting to play pickleball over here because it's really huge right now in Florida, and I'm sure it's huge everywhere. But it's a craze, and it's springtime, and my husband and I were like, well, wait, we know how to play tennis, and we know how to play ping pong, and we know how to I don't know, be outside. So of
Right.
course, pickleball. Like, why can we not play pickleball? So then I'm thinking we have the now I'm going to use big words. We have the acumen, right, and the skills
Mhm.
that can easily translate into learning a new game. So not to digress too much into pickleball because I don't know if anyone's played, drop it in the comments. I want to know. Um, Digital literacy shows employers that you have the ability to merge communication and technical skills. So
Yep, absolutely. Throw some tips in there for pickleball for Karen in the
please,
comments. I'm sure she'll need them.
yes, I
Just kidding.
will.
Just kidding. You're gonna be a pro. But I think you touched on a great point, and that's that digital literacy is a transferable skill. So we've had several sound off segments on soft skills, hard skills. This is a skill that can transfer with you to any job, any industry, any career path that you're going on. So it's very important to have that as a job seeker. Lottie would love to hear some of your thoughts on this.
Yes. So I think digital literacy for job seekers is it's just what Karen and Ali were saying. It shows your adaptability. It shows that you're constantly learning, especially in any industry. I'll speak about the tech industry. You're constantly learning new softwares, um, constantly learning new CRMs. So it helps to be more adaptable with digital literacy. Employers are looking for someone uh, who can learn new things and then also
Mhm.
navigate different areas. With social media is a big digital literacy
Mhm.
tool. So optimizing your LinkedIn profile so that you stand out more to potential hiring managers, that can help a lot with being digital
Yeah,
literacy.
absolutely. I'm so happy you just touched on social media because I wanted to dive into that a little bit. Social media is a huge part of my job. Lottie, I know it's a huge part of yours as well. And Karen does a lot with helping me produce quality content. A lot of the text that you'll see go out, Karen collaborates with me on that. So social media is big, and you know, being literate digitally for social media is important. Even just thinking back to the different types of platforms that are out now: LinkedIn, Pinterest, Twitter, Instagram. We could go on and on and on, but something like a Facebook wasn't around until 2004, I believe it was. So people have had to adapt as social media has grown, whether it's grown in there are different tools on Facebook that weren't around when it first started in 2004. TikTok wasn't around until a few years ago. It started really blowing up. And we've had to learn to adapt to these different platforms, even to knowing what content does well on which platform. A lot of times you can't just take one piece of content and have it fit to every platform because, there are different audiences there and different ways that people can utilize these tools. So myself, Lottie, we have to adapt and really know each individual social media platform. But at the end of the day, they're very similar. So we can take lessons that we've learned through LinkedIn and transfer those to what we're putting out on Twitter.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see how you can just translate content through the different platforms, but also not posting the same things on posting the same thing on each platform just to
Right.
gauge your audience and things like that.
And to your point, Ali, that's a really good point about social media not being around, especially not to the point that it was when I graduated. When I graduated from college, I remember MySpace. That's how old I am. And my poor children were not around when I was on Facebook. I mean, my children were born before I was on Facebook, so they think they didn't exist because they were not documented on any social media in in the early 2000s. Um, but again, social media was something that came up and evolved rapidly. And to the same effect, we're looking at artificial intelligence and AI tools. The world we live in is ever evolving. Artificial intelligence is now being integrated into our everyday lives and businesses with the advent of tools like ChatGPT and Google Bard and others that I'm sure I just don't know the words to. And using it effectively is another demonstration of digital literacy, and we've all kind of had to learn it as rapidly as it's coming out. It's almost like water spinning down a drain. So with these chatbots and tools, they're providing us personalized learning. Digital literacy programs can tailor to the learning experience that you need and your learning styles. They offer us things like language translation, right? To help people who speak different languages to communicate effectively from each other and learn from each other. To me, that's amazing. Back when I was right out of college and I went to Europe, like I had like a translation book, and I speak Spanish, but like going to Spain, like I had to have a book to like translate to talk to people in France and Portugal. So this can improve your digital literacy by facilitating knowledge sharing and collaboration across different cultures. And these chatbots, these AI-powered chatbots, can provide learners with instant support and guidance, helping us overcome challenges when we kind of just need that extra boot. But at the end of the day, we use these as tools, because I'm still under the strong feeling that, yes, artificial intelligence, just like CRMs, just like Kindles, just like any other digitalized tool that we use, they're tools. And ultimately, we are the people. We offer the human touch. We offer the cognitive thinking to take what we learn and what we use from these tools and provide it to effective communication and services to other humans. Because at the end of the day, it's human to human interaction, I hope, for now. So if you haven't already, start brushing up on those AI skills.
Yeah, it's really all about like how you're using these tools. Like I use ChatGPT often, and it's just about how like you prompt ChatGPT to talk to you. It's not going to talk to you how Ali and Karen talk to me. So you just have to kind of like sift through and figure out like how to use these tools to your advantage, and how businesses can also use these tools to their advantage as well.
Yeah, so these tools can be out there, but it's understanding them and using them to our advantage. Thank you, Lottie, for throwing that in there. I mean, just ChatGPT. I used it yesterday to spark an idea for a caption for a social media post, and it came out with 3 paragraphs of a caption, which I know a lot of people on social media aren't going to take the time to read through 3 paragraphs. So I was able to pull some great keywords and sentence starters that ChatGPT spit out for me. But at the end of the day, I know the people that I'm talking to. I know my audience, and I have to humanize what ChatGPT has produced for me. So it is really having a deep understanding of different technologies and different tools. So I think you both gave our viewers some fantastic thoughts on digital literacy, what it is and why it matters. But unfortunately for us, we are out of time today. So I do want to thank you, Karen, and you, Lottie, for being on our expert panel today. To our viewers out there, thank you so much for joining in. We love getting to share our thoughts with you every Thursday. And in saying that, please be sure to tune in next Thursday, April 13th at 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, where my co-host, Karen Callahan, will be joining Katie Gore, who's the president of Quadel, which is System1's affordable housing subsidiary. So that's 2 o'clock next week. Be sure to give System1 and Alta IT Services a follow on LinkedIn. Connect with myself, Karen, and Lottie on LinkedIn as well, and subscribe to the System1 YouTube channel, where we share resume and interview tips, leadership insights, success stories, and more. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, if I was right, that's what we have processed. I mean, just so